Graham Rawlins with our Friday edition of News Geelong. Blokes' Day Out has been a celebration for boys and men over the past 2 weeks in and around the city of Greater Geelong that will culminate on Sunday with a day of activities in Johnston Park. The National Sea Change Task Force recently held its 2011 Coastal Councils Conference at Torquay, bringing together representatives with a stake in the future of the Australian coast and its communities. And later in the program, the Flying Hawk Nathan Curry and Sparkling Lani Salathiel will update us with sport and weather. RecLink was established in 1990 to assist people experiencing social and economic disadvantage and access to sporting and recreational opportunities as a form of social therapy. Meryl Friend reports.
We're joined with Peter Cullen. You're the founder of RecLink. Now, can you tell us where that all started and your reasoning behind it?
Yeah, well, RecLink's actually, in terms of football, it's a specialist league, and our teams, specialist teams around disadvantage, homelessness, mental health, drug and alcohol. It came out of street outreach, and what I discovered, there's a lot in welfare that stops people from drowning, but not a lot that helps people to swim. And the issues of boredom, structure, people come into the inner city after trauma and they're vulnerable to more trauma, and sport's very protective of the vulnerable. I think it's really important to get people involved, or give people the opportunity to be involved, and even to develop belonging is a catalyst to go forward. And it supports the work of welfare workers. In particularly in Geelong, Geelong did have a team, but it wasn't operational last year for the particular group that was wanting it financially and resource-wise. It was difficult. We're getting more agencies involved this year, so we've had some really good response from a number of Geelong-based agencies. Yep. And we're very keen to get this team going, and we're open to hearing from people who'd like to be involved. But there is a chance of having a league throughout this region. Right. So we'd like to eventually have 2 teams in Geelong and look at the possibility of Colac, Warrnambool, and there's Wind Bay Power in Werribee, and there's one in the western suburbs. Possibility of even a prison involvement, I guess, but that's yet to be explored. So it's been running for 20 years and you've got teams nationwide, so it's been an incredible journey for you. Yeah, well, it has really. It's it's evolved from kick to kick, and we found it really culturally powerful. And the thing that's come through in our research is that people feel really alive, and people who are vulnerable to or have depression, anxiety. One guy who was on the edge of living, is the way he described it to me, said when he had the ball in his hands and when he was running with it, it's like he had no problem in the world.
Thank you, Meryl. The YMCA has been delivering memorable camping experiences to people of all ages and abilities through 150 years of operation, and are uniquely located in beautiful natural environments, as Debbie Meaney reports.
The YMCA camp here in Anglesea has got some great facilities. Groups can come, individuals can come for the day or for a weekend. I caught up with Vicky Shinosky from the camp to tell us about what you can do here.
Any kind of group is welcome here at the YMCA Anglesea camp. We do multi-groups. Minimum number is 10, but those 10 people can be part of a family group, a community group, a school group, corporate, disability, Indigenous, from our CALD communities, any kind of group really.
And you've got some lovely things. I've seen some ropes courses, I've seen pizza ovens.
Lots of activities here. We have both facilitated activities with our YMCA staff, including high ropes, canoeing, mountain biking, indoor climbing wall, giant swing, lots of activities like that. We've also got initiatives and also more low-key activities like connecting with the environment, maybe making a pizza in our wood pizza oven, collecting some vegetables from our vegetable garden, experiencing some of the environment, our local beach, Koogura Park, bushland. We really want to try and allow people time to create their own outcomes and connect with the environment and relax and enjoy our beautiful camp.
And talking about food, you've got some great initiatives in the kitchen as well.
We're really passionate about providing healthy, nutritious food, removing sugar, fat and all of those sorts of things from the standard camp menu. We've been able to do that really successfully by replacing things like the standard processed chicken with real chicken, and we're finding that kids are really embracing that.
And you're also heavily involved with composting. You use a lot of meals here. There must be a lot of landfill.
We've worked very hard over the last few years to reduce our impact, and we do that through our organic recycling program. We do about 75,000 meals a year here, and 12,000 visitors, and before every meal, every one of those campers receives a talk about how we reduce our impact by separating our food scraps, which go to feed our chickens, our worms and our compost, and into our produce from our veggie garden can be incorporated into either our camp programs or into our meals.
At the YMCA camp in Anglesea, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. A blokey breakfast continued the many activities that have been highlighted. That Blokes Day Out, celebrating the contribution of boys and men in our community of Geelong.
It needs to be put out there that health things in general for males tends to be a bit overlooked, particularly by the males themselves. So any messages that can be out there to improve life and health for males is encouraged.
And it's one thing to make them aware of it, the other thing is making them do it, isn't it?
Exactly. And I guess it's up to people like Barwon Health and us professionals to encourage people, pass the message on.
Eyesight is a very important part of our bodily functions. You're finding that people are reactive to coming along and getting their eyes checked quickly?
To a point, but I have to say that a lot of the males, a lot of the particularly older men, are there because their wives told them and made the appointment for them.
As far as getting blokes connected, and we've got a few ladies represented from different organisations, as in optometrists, but father-son combinations, this is what it's all about. We want blokes to be connecting with each other and their community.
Look forward to a big day on Sunday down in Johnson Park, but the week of activities leading up to it have also been very good indeed.
It certainly has. This year's grown from about 30 stalls on the Sunday to 58. And through this week of activities that we're having now, because we had the launch on Friday last week at Christchurch Meals Program Service, and activities this week are ranging from Bunnings had a night last night for blokes, which I attended. There was a cricket match run by St John of God. There's been croquet, golf, bowls, cooking classes, art classes, poetry, health sessions. The list goes on and on and on. It's just tremendous, and we hope we get good response this year to judge that it's worthwhile continuing.
And you, under the leadership of Peter Kelly from Barwon Health, have been part of that steering committee that's organised it.
That's correct, Graham. Second year round, and I have an absolute ball. Very grateful that Anne Johnson, my manager, supports the whole concept. This year, being here at Vision Australia, is probably a testament to the fact that we've pushed that little bit harder to get staff on board and see it as something really worthwhile doing.
This is News Geelong Friday edition as we go to a break and return with more news after this.